सेवित भैरवी भार्गवी भारत्या श्रीकरवाकीर्तशारचक्रस्थित्या सेवित भैरवी भार्गवी भारत्या श्रीकमलाम्बाया परं नहि चित चीत्यादि शिवान्त तत्त्व स्वरूपिण्याः श्री कमलाम्बाया परं.
Hello and welcome back to Raaga Rasika. This is a podcast program that explores the world of Carnatic music. Joining me from Albany, New York is Vidya Subramanian. In the last segment, we were talking about Arohanam and Avrohanam in Carnatic music. Vidya, during the course of our discussions in Raaga Rasika, whenever you have introduced ragas, sometimes you have used terms such as Audava raga or a pentatonic scale or a 5-note raga. Sometimes you have used the term Shadava raga. Could you elaborate on these terms, especially because I think they originate from the number of notes in the Arohanam and Avrohanam?
Absolutely. When we look at the Arohanam and Avrohanam of the raga, this gives rise to several different categories. Like you mentioned, an Audava raga is one which has 5 notes in the scale, and a Shadava raga is one that has 6 notes. Again, you could have different combinations. Let us take the example of Ragam Abhogi. It is an Audava raga which consists of 5 notes in both the Arohanam as well as the Avrohanam. I'm going to now sing the scale or Arohanam and Avrohanam for Abhogi ragam. Sa re ga ma da sa da ma ga ri sa sa re ga ma da sa da ma ga ri sa. Going on to Shadava raga, or a raga which has 6 notes, I would like to illustrate Ragam Sri Ranjini, which basically has the same notes as in Ragam Abhogi with the addition of the Kaisiki Nishadam or Ni2. Sa re ga ma da ni sa sa ni da ma ga ri sa sa re ga ma da ni sa sa ni da ma ga ri sa. Interestingly, there is a ragam called Jaya Manohari, which is much less well known than Abhogi or Sri Ranjini. And Jaya Manohari is an Audava Shadava raga. That is a raga which has 5 notes in the Arohanam or ascending segment of the scale and 6 notes in the Avrohanam or descending segment. The Arohanam and Avrohanam for Jaya Manohari are as follows. Sa re ga ma da sa sa ni da ma ga ri sa sa re ga ma da sa sa ni da ma ga ri sa. Now going back to the Sri Ranjini example, if we were to add a Panchamam to that scale, we would get Ragam Karahara Priya, which is classified as a Sampurna Raga. Sampurna in Sanskrit means complete. So a Sampurna Raga is one which has all the 7 notes in the scale. Again, you could have different combinations like an Audava Sampurna Raga. That is a Raga which has 5 notes in the Arohanam and all the 7 notes in the Avarohanam, or it could be Sampurna Shadava, that is all 7 notes in the Arohanam and only 6 of the 7 notes in the Avarohanam, and so on. So the scale for Karahara Priya goes as follows. Sa re ga ma pa da ni sa sa ni da pa ma ga ri sa sa re ga ma pa da ni sa sa ni da pa ma ga ri sa.
Vidya, so far you've been giving examples of Arohanam and Avarohanam that have a very linear progression of notes in the ascending or descending scales. Aren't there examples of ragas that have a very non-linear progression as well, either skipping notes or moving up and down certain notes in both the Arohanam and Avarohanam?
Ragas which have the linear progression of notes in the scale are often referred to as Krama Ragas. So, to give an example, the Abhogi, Sri Ranjini and Karahara Priya scales that I sang earlier in this episode are all examples of Krama, Arohanam and Avarohanam. The type of Arohanam and Avarohanam that does not progress in a linear fashion but which is more in a zigzag fashion, where for example from Sa you may have to go to Ga before you are allowed to sing Ri, is called a Vakra Arohanam Avarohanam. So to give an example, I am going to sing the scale for Ragam Nalina Kanti. The Arohanam portion is a Vakra Arohanam and the Avarohanam is a Krama Avarohanam. Sa ga re ma pa ni sa sa ni pa ma ga ri sa sa ga re ma pa ni sa sa ni pa ma ga ri sa. There is yet another way of categorizing the Arohanam and Avarohanam where ragas are classified as Varja Ragas and Sampurna Ragas. So Varja is essentially a raga which omits one or more notes in either the Arohanam or the Avarohanam or both. So we had discussed the Audava and Shadava Raga concept. So both these categories would fall under the broader umbrella of Varja Ragas. So to give yet another example, there is Raga Bilahari, which is considered as a Varja Sampurna Raga. That is, the Arohanam portion is an Audava Arohanam consisting of only 5 notes, which is therefore a Varja Arohanam because it omits the Ma and the Ni. And the Avarohanam or the descending portion is a Sampurna Avarohanam which consists of all the 7 notes. I am going to sing the scale for Bilahari. Sa re ga pa da sa sa ni da pa ma ga ri sa sa re ga pa da sa sa ni da pa ma ga ri sa. So far, we have thrown a lot of terms at the listener, like Sampurna, Varja, Vakra, Audava, Shadava, and so on. It is also important to note that a raga can be a combination of these, that is Audava, Shadava, or Shadava Sampurna, or Vakra Sampurna, or Varja Sampurna, and so on.
Vidya, as we think about Arohanam and Avarohanam, there are 2 other terms that I frequently come across that I'd like for you to elaborate. One is this term of Melakarta Raga, and the second is this term Bhashanga Raga. Could you please elaborate on both of those?
Certainly. A Melakarta Raga is one that belongs to a special group of 72 ragas, each of which has a Sampurna Krama Arohanam and a Sampurna Krama Avarohanam. That is, the scale is always Sarigama Padanisa Sani Dapa Magarisa, and each of the 72 Melakarta ragas has a unique combination of the 7 notes in its scale. The other criteria for a raga to be a mela is that the Arohanam and Avarohanam should be exactly mirror images of each other. Therefore, if the Arohanam has a Shuddha Devatam, the Avarohanam should also have the same note. That leads us to the second term that you wanted me to elaborate on, that is Bhashanga Raga. So a Bhashanga Raga is one that permits an Anyaswaram or a foreign note in its scale. A Bhashanga Raga need not always be a Sampurna Raga, and a Bhashanga Raga can never be a Melakarta Raga. To give an example of a Bhashanga Raga that is also a Sampurna Raga, there is this well-known Raga Bhairavi. Bhairavi is a very major Raga that is a Sampurna Raga, but it is not a Melakarta Raga because it uses the Chatushruti Devatam in certain phrases. And this Da is considered to be the alien note, while the Shuddha Devatam or Da one is the naturally occurring note in this Raga. Let me sing the scale for Bhairavi. Again, there are two variants to the scale. Sa re ga ma pa da ni sa sa ni da pa ma ga ri sa sa ga re ga ma pa da ni sa sa ni da pa ma ga ri sa. Again, the importance of this Anyaswara in a Bhashanga Raga varies greatly from one Bhashanga Raga to another. In certain ragas like Ananda Bhairavi, the Anyaswara is actually so powerful that you need that Anyaswara to establish the Raga. While in other Bhashanga Ragas, for example Kamas, while the Anyaswara is powerful, you also have beautiful compositions that were created before the Raga evolved fully into a Bhashanga Raga. So in the case of Kamas, there is this example of a beautiful Tyagaraja Kriti, Sita Pate, which is composed without using the Anyaswara of Kakali Nishadam or Nitri. Now to summarize, some of the terms that we discussed in today's segment are Sampurna Raga, that is a Raga which has all the 7 notes in the scale. A Melakarta Raga, which is a special group of 72 Sampurna Ragas, where the Arohanam and Avarohanam consist of all 7 notes in a linear fashion such that the Arohanam and Avarohanam mirror each other. We also discussed the term Varja, which means skipping or omitting one or more notes. Vakra, which means a non-linear progression in the scale. Other terms we discussed include Audava Raga, which has 5 notes in the scale, and Shadava Raga, which has 6 notes. Finally, we concluded with the term Bhashanga Raga, that is a Raga which permits an alien note that is not found in its parent in the scale.
Thank you, Vidya. Let's pause here and pick up next time, where we will continue our discussion on Arohanam and Avarohanam. To learn more about Vidya, visit her online at vidyasubramanian.com. Vidya and I are calling for submissions for a special listener-submitted episode 50. We'd like to dedicate this episode to you all, our listeners. We welcome you to contribute and participate in Raaga Rasika. Here's how you go about doing it. Record a 3-minute snippet of yourself singing or playing a Carnatic music piece. It can be a composition or just a Raga Alapana. Email it to us in MP3 format at raagarasika@live.com. When you do email us your submission, please let us know your name, where you're from, and a little bit about yourself. We welcome submissions from listeners of all ages. Vidya and I will select some of the really interesting submissions and play them live for you for episode 50. As always, we'd like to hear from you. So contact us by visiting us online at www.raagarasika.com. With that, hope to see you next time. Till then, goodbye.
Janaranjani
pamare gama pamare gama pa ni sa da ba da pamare gama ni sa ni sa sa ni mama ni ma ni mama ga ga re pa ni da ma ga re gama ma ni da ma ga re sa re ga ga gama ga re sa ni sa re ga sa ne da sa re gama da sa sa ni da ni da ma ga sa ni da ni da ma ga sa ni da ni da ma ga sa ranjani mritu pankajalochani ranjani mritu pankajalochani ranjani